Chosen one. Stop scrolling. I'm not here to hype you up. I'm here to wake you up. Because if you've been feeling that pressure in your chest, that quiet restlessness, like something is about to shift, but you can't explain it, this is for you. January 25th is your turning point. Not because the calendar is magic, because you are done waiting. January 25th is the line in the sand where you stop negotiating with your destiny. Before I explain why, do this now, like this video and comment, "I accept." Not for me, for you. It's a decision marker. And if you've got someone who's been stuck in the waiting season, share this with them. They'll feel it. Now listen, there was a time you kept your expectations small because it hurt too much to hope. You tried to act realistic. You told yourself, maybe it's not for me. But deep down, you never stopped sensing it. You were built for more than survival. And here's the part most people miss. The shift doesn't start with fireworks. It starts quietly. It starts internally. It starts with you noticing that you're not the same person who begged for crumbs. Tonight, you're going to see 3 signs that your season is changing. Signs so specific, you won't be able to call them coincidence. And I need you to stay with me, because the second sign is the one almost every chosen one ignores. And it's the reason they repeat the same cycle for years. Here's what's happening right now. Doors that used to feel locked, they're not locked anymore. You'll get a message at the wrong time that turns out to be perfect timing. You'll hear a sentence from someone, casual, almost accidental, and it will land in your spirit like a confirmation. You may not be able to prove it to anybody. That's fine. This isn't for them, it's for you. Because the moment you stop doubting your own knowing, things accelerate. So take a breath. Don't rush. Just get honest. What have you been postponing because you didn't feel ready? On January 25th, readiness won't feel like a feeling. It will feel like a decision. And in the next part, I'm going to show you sign number 1. The first shift you'll notice when your alignment is real and your life starts moving with you instead of against you. All right, chosen one. Here's sign number 1. Your patterns start breaking. Not all at once, not dramatically, but you'll notice something different. The things that used to pull you back, old habits, old people, old doubts, don't hit the same. It's like your spirit finally says, I'm not doing that again. And it can feel confusing at first, because growth doesn't always feel good. Sometimes it feels like discomfort, like boredom with your old life, like you don't fit where you used to fit. You'll start seeing it in the smallest moments. You open your phone, and instead of doom scrolling, you pause. You almost say yes to something that drains you, and your mouth says no before your anxiety can argue. You catch yourself about to self-sabotage, and something in you chooses differently. That's alignment. And here's how you'll know it's real. Your intuition gets louder than your excuses. You stop needing 10 signs for the same decision. You stop asking for permission. You stop waiting for someone to validate what you already know. Leading into January 25th, this sign shows up in 3 main ways. 1. Your tolerance for almost disappears. Almost happy, almost loved, almost stable, almost seen. You feel a holy frustration, not anger, not chaos, just clarity. Like your soul is saying, I didn't survive all that to settle. 2. Your energy becomes selective. You don't have to announce it. People will feel it. Some friends will get closer, and some will suddenly act weird around you. That's not because you're changing into someone better. It's because you're changing into someone truer. 3. You start getting quiet confirmations. Not fireworks, little precision moments, a song lyric that answers your exact question. a random conversation that names what you've been praying about, a door that opens that shouldn't be open yet, and your mind will try to call it coincidence, but your body will know, your heart will know. Now listen carefully, because I'm not here to sell you fantasies. This doesn't mean your life has no resistance. In fact, sometimes resistance increases right before a breakthrough, because the old version of you fights for control. But on the other side of January 25th, that resistance won't scare you. You'll read it differently. You'll see it as proof that you're stepping into weight, influence, responsibility. So here's what I want you to do tonight. Pick one thing you've been postponing because you didn't feel ready. One message, one application, one boundary, one decision. And make a small move toward it, not because you're forcing the universe, because you're showing your nervous system we're safe to expand. Now stay with me, because sign number 2 is where it gets real. It's the sign that shows up right before the acceleration, and it will test whether you actually mean it when you say, I accept. Chosen one. Here's sign number 2. The pressure rises. Not because you're being punished, because you're being positioned. And I need you to hear this in a way your heart will remember. When your life is about to expand, your old identity panics. Your comfort zone doesn't clap for your destiny. So right before acceleration, you'll feel a strange mix of things at the same time. Motivation and fear, clarity and emotional waves, excitement and the temptation to disappear. This is the moment where most people say, maybe it's not working. But the chosen one learns a different language. Pressure is not always a warning. Sometimes it's a doorway. Leading into January 25th, this sign shows up like this. You get tested in the exact area you asked to grow. If you prayed for confidence, you'll face a moment where you must speak. If you prayed for peace, you'll face a moment where chaos tries to bait you. If you prayed for abundance, you'll face a moment where you must stop thinking small. It feels unfair until you realize what's happening. You're not being blocked. You're being asked, are you ready to carry what you requested? People react to you differently. Some people will suddenly get quiet. Some will suddenly compete. Some will suddenly want access to you again. Not because you're imagining it, because your energy is shifting. And when you shift, you become a mirror. People see themselves around you. This is why you have to stay grounded. Because here's the trap. When pressure rises, the ego says, go back to what's familiar. Text the person you already outgrew. Say yes when you mean no. Shrink your plan so you don't have to risk rejection. But your spirit will whisper something else. Do not negotiate with the version of you that was built in survival. Now, this is important, because I promised you something specific. Here are 3 ways to respond to sign number 2 so you don't self-sabotage. 1. Name the feeling without obeying it. You can feel fear and still move. Fear is not a prophecy. 2. Move your body before you move your mouth. When emotions spike, take a walk, breathe, ground yourself, then decide. Chosen ones don't make destiny decisions in panic. 3. Choose one non-negotiable boundary, one thing you will not return to, one pattern you refuse to repeat. Because on the other side of January 25th, you're going to need structure, not just inspiration. And this leads to sign number 3, the one that feels almost supernatural because it's so precise. It's when the right message, the right person, or the right opportunity appears at the exact moment you were about to give up. Stay with me, because in the next part, I'm going to show you what sign number 3 looks like and how to tell the difference between a real door and a distraction that looks like one. Chosen one, Here's sign number 3. Precision opens. Not good vibes, not vague hope. I mean specific, almost unbelievable timing. This is the sign that makes you sit back and go, okay, that was too exact to be random. Leading into January 25th, sign number 3 often arrives in one of these forms. A person reaches out when you were literally thinking about them. An opportunity appears right after you decided to stop begging and start building. You hear the same message from 3 different places, different people, different contexts, and it points in the same direction. You get a clear inner instruction, simple, calm, undeniable. Do this, don't do that, move now. And this is where the chosen ones separate from everyone else, because not every open door is a real door. Some doors are distractions dressed like blessings. So let me give you a discernment filter, very practical, very real. A real door brings peace and responsibility. It may still scare you, but deep down, it feels clean. It feels like growth, not chaos. It asks for consistency, not impulsiveness. A distraction brings adrenaline and confusion. It rushes you. It flatters you. It tries to pull you into old patterns with new packaging. Chosen one, hear me. If it demands you abandon your values to receive it, it's not aligned. If it requires you to betray your future to satisfy your impulse, it's not your door. Now, why does this matter so much? Because January 25th is not just a moment, it's a commitment checkpoint. So here's what I want you to do between now and January 25th. This is how you work with the momentum instead of wasting it. 1. Write down the one thing you're building this year, not 10 goals. 1 direction, 1 theme, 1 mission. 2. Identify the pattern you're ending. Be specific. Is it people-pleasing, procrastination, overthinking, choosing unavailable people? Name it, because what you don't name, you repeat. 3. Take 1 action that proves you're serious. 1 email, 1 application, 1 schedule change, 1 boundary. Something small, but real. This is the part that's going to hit you. Miracles don't just happen to you, they happen through you. Your prayers matter, your faith matters, but your participation is the bridge. And I know you've been tired. I know you've been carrying a lot quietly. I know you've had nights where you thought, maybe I missed my moment. You didn't. You were being built. Now stay with me, because in the final part, I'm going to bring this home. I'm going to tell you exactly how to step into January 25th with confidence, how to protect your energy from doubt, and how to lock in your alignment so this isn't just an emotional high, but a real turning point that shows up in your life. And yes, there's a closing declaration for you to type in the comments. Chosen one. This is the activation. Between now and January 25th, you're going to feel moments where your old self tries to come back and renegotiate. Not because you're failing, because your next level is asking for your agreement. So let's make this simple. January 25th is the day you move like it's real. Not reckless, not emotional, just committed. You don't need perfect confidence. You need presence. Because readiness isn't measured by certainty. It's measured by your willingness to act while the results are still invisible. And I want to say something that chosen ones need to hear, especially in this season. Surrender is not giving up. Surrender is releasing the need to control every detail so you can receive what's already being prepared for you. If you've been praying, if you've been trying, if you've been holding on through seasons that felt unfair, none of it was wasted. You were being trained. And yes, support will show up, sometimes through people you didn't expect, a connection, a resource, an opportunity, a conversation that opens something in you. But don't miss this. Your participation is the key. The smallest choices you make now carry weight. They shape the current you're stepping into. So here's how you walk into January 25th with power. 1. Protect your focus. Not from haters, from noise, from the habit of consuming everybody else's life while neglecting your own. 2. Choose one daily alignment practice. Keep it real. 5 minutes of silence. A prayer, a walk, journaling one page, something that keeps you connected to your own mind and spirit. 3. Make one courageous move within 72 hours. One move that your old self would have delayed. Because momentum responds to movement. Now listen closely. If doubt rises, don't dramatize it. Don't turn it into a sign that you're not chosen. Doubt is just the mind checking if it's safe to expand. Tell yourself, I'm safe to grow. I'm safe to be seen. I'm safe to receive. Because what's forming isn't just for you. When you step into alignment, your life becomes permission for other people to step into theirs. That's why your presence matters. That's why you can't keep shrinking. And now, if this message touched your soul, do what I asked earlier, and do this too. Type, I received it, in the comments. Not as superstition, as a declaration that you're done waiting. And if you know someone who's been in the dark season, who's been trying to stay strong, share this with them tonight. Like, subscribe, and stay here, because the next message is going to build on what starts on January 25th. This chapter is closing, but it's also the beginning. You are supported, you are guided, and you are essential to what continues to form. Stay ready, stay present, and step into January 25th like you were born for it.